Looking at current state in an education program, if you want to get onto career, then what kind of steps you need to take in order to grab a job in job market as of from this month to the next 12 to 16 months. So that is the target for this presentation, because it is always good to focus on specific role when you go for job market, especially having no experience or very limited experience. So as Sheetal said, my name is Narayanan Palani, and then I have nearly about 13 years of testing industry experience. I've started as a fresher, and then in the year 2007, and then I'm going to show you some steps which is going to be really help you if you follow, or if you follow the better ones than that, in order to grab a good career in multinational organizations. So step number one, in order to go for any jobs with respect to job market, what they are looking for, even though they say that you need good amount of degree with the percentage of marks, but the industry looks for some sort of experience or some sort of skill set. Despite the fact they also know that you are a college pass out, some skills which are really good, so that they can employ immediately. So this is similar to going to particular shopping mall and buying a product. How much the product is useful for us. So that is the same mindset in the industry people look for. So now it is not difficult to learn, but only thing you need some help. So there is an example website I have provided here. I will share these links to your placement team as well, so you can get these links later to try yourself. So if you wanted to test a website, you can test using this URL, and I have provided here. I'm going to run through just like you, like what is expected from you if you go for an interview, or if you go for a particular job, when they assess what they would ask for. So this is the sample website I'm going to test and show you how it looks like, and then what needs to be tested for that. So it has username and password. I will come to that in some minutes. Also, you need to understand software testing is part of software engineering, as everyone know, whereas this role in industries start with the manual testing, or a junior tester, or a test analyst. So the first expectation for this role is a test case. Please correct me if my voice is breaking. I will go a bit slow. So the first expectation for this testing role is test case. What it means is it is a scenario based testing, or what do you need to test. So those descriptions you need to write it down as a test case. Most of the companies follow Excel sheets first. Yes, that's right. It is very simple Excel sheet. As long as you know how to write test cases in Excel, that itself will get you a job. Very simple. But in order to know what to write is what we are going to see right now. It is pretty basic, but it is very, very important for any interviews, especially when you pass out from a master's or bachelor's, and then go forward for an industry. As long as you mentioned you know how to write test cases in your CV, that will make a lot of difference. Because comparing to others mentioning about their degree, when you mention you know how to write test cases and you have written test cases with examples, you can upload in websites such as GitHub. I will show that down the line as well. So that would really help you. Also, whatever I'm speaking today, I have provided 3 courses, each course worth about 20,000 rupees, absolutely free, because I am a Udemy trainer having 28,000 students worldwide in 151 countries. So I have requested 3 special coupons for students in UCC, and then I got it approved. I've shared these URLs to Sheetal. You can get it from her, and you can continue the lessons from this session for nearly about 30 hours, and it is unlimited. You can, whenever you want, you can go and learn from there. Now I have test cases in front of me. I'm going to zoom a little bit further. So this URL, I need to write a test case to log in. So that is the first example. I'm going to show that to you. Um, when I log in, what I'm going to do. So let me take another perspective. What you will do when you log in any website? Do you use username and anything else? So that's what you need to think in order to get it writing for a test case. Let me go to this website. So when you go to industry and then assuming that your company is developing a website such as this Orange HRM, the first expectation from them is how to write a test case for this. So the first question you need to ask them, where are the requirements? It means every company, every organization document what they need in a website, the requirement document, or they follow them in a tool called Jira. I don't know how many of you are aware of JIRA. So that is a tool very popular in industry, and then they follow requirements listed there. So I do have those requirements as an example for you. So if you go to this website, this is one of the university website where they followed this sample and then they have written the test cases. So we are referring to the same thing because it is extremely useful to get a job with this simple step. Nothing complex. If you practice test cases for 2 weeks, you write test cases ranging from 50 to 200 that will make you employable. So I will share this URL to Sheetal as well. So if I look at the system description, the website is a web-based manages employee photos. So the employees can add or change their own photos. Human resources can add or change everyone's photos. So this is the kind of higher level requirements mentioned in the organization. So once you receive these kind of inputs from the organization, next step is to write group of test cases in order to get it tested. So I will let you to read this for a moment. Meanwhile, I can show you the test cases as well. Is my screen clear to you? Anyone from the session? Or is it blur? I need to zoom further.
It's fine, Nara.
Okay, good. I'll
We
go
are
on.
able to see it.
Sure. So thank you, Sheetal. So this is the kind of basic requirements anybody will give. Or if they say we don't have requirement document, you need to tell them, please, can I document the requirement? So if you ask these kind of questions, number one, where is the requirement document? Number two, if you don't have requirement document, I can write the requirement and start writing test cases. So these kind of questions are called intelligent questions. When you put forward this in an interview or you put forward these kind of questions to anyone in the organization, when you go and speak to them, it will impress them. Okay, you know something which is followed as a step in the industry. So once you know the system description or some sort of requirement, the next step is to ask them the questions related like where I am going to check this, meaning will I be provided with a URL to test? For example, you know login is very simple. With a username and password, you can log into your website, very simple. But if the particular organizations developing this page, then they have to provide a particular URL or a website in order to test it and tell them what is wrong or what is incorrect in that particular website. Now, I'm going to log in and then show you. So this is a sample open source website, which is meaning it is free to use. You can look at this username and password from this website. So I'm going to type the same username and password and see whether it is letting me to log in or not. And then I can write test cases follow that. I'm going to enter admin in username. I'm allowed to enter there, which means that particular text box is working as expected. It is allowing me to enter the username and the password admin123. And if I click on login, this login button should work. So this is the test case number one. How I am going to write that? So very simple. That is the test case number one to write them down. So if I click on login, it is going to the login page and then go forward to the home page after login. So that is successful. Now, in order to verify this test, the objective is successful employee login to this portal. Precondition, what it means. Before coming to this website, what are all the things I need so that I can test this? A valid user account to log in to be available, because this is not a public website. This is a website designed by organization. So I need user details similar to admin. They have to provide a list of users. You may need more than one user because you are going to try some combinations. Similarly, the site is launched on a compatible browser. I should be provided with a computer, laptop, or installed with a browser in order to test it. To give an example, if no user ID is provided, you will write ABCD and then try to log in. It may not work and it will show invalid credentials. So if you think this is not useful, it is wrong. This is also a test case. It is a test case to prove that the message can be shown on the screen when you enter any wrong or incorrect username or password. So it will be a question in interview like what kind of test cases you write or what kind of scenarios we have in a login. So first test case, let us quickly go there. Ask me questions if you have doubt. I'm happy to help you. So if you understood this gist, I can move forward and show you what job opportunities we have got in the market. I have the latest list across India. What are all jobs available from now for the next 6 months? So next step after precondition or the steps for the test cases. So if it is a login website, if I need to log in, what is my first step? What I'm going to enter or press or what I'm going to do first? So I'm going to enter my username first and I'm going to enter password next. After entering everything, is it good enough? No, I need to click on a button, which is a login button, as simple as that. So the steps needs to be written in steps section, and then there are two more fields. Um, the one field is called expected result, meaning in a layman's language, what would be expected if you click on login? It should log in and then go to the next page, isn't it? So that is the expected result. And then one more field I have not given here called actual result. So that field is blank because the test case used in two areas. When you write the test cases, this is called a test design. You are designing the test cases. So it is not yet executed or not yet performed as a test, so that once you test, you will know whether the login functionality working or not. Right now, you are just designing it. So the actual result you will not know. You need to keep the field blank. So we spoke about 5 different fields within test case. Number 1, test objective. Number 2, precondition. Number 3, steps. Number 4, expected result. Number 5, actual result, which is not shown in this slide for a valid reason. Because when you practice them, you can write in Excel and you can upload it in GitHub. I can help you reviewing it. And I can even tell you what's right or what's wrong. Even in the course, what I have provided, ISTQB and Selenium, there is an assignment on the same topic within section 1. You can practice your Excel, upload it, meaning you can write on the form given in Udemy. I can review and tell you what is right and wrong. So this is a pretty basic sample, and then you can see more test cases in this website. So there are 3 test cases available in this website. Remember, actual result is not mentioned here. So the next point, what happens in organizations after this? You write this test case, Then what is next? When you provide this test case, there is a layer of test engineers in the team. When you join as a junior test analyst or a test engineer or quality analyst. These are all names for the same role. And then you will be reporting to a test lead. And then the test lead receive these test cases and review them. They review and then say, okay, this particular step has some problem. Please, can you correct it? Write it clearly. It is not meaningful, or particular step is missing. So when they provide the inputs to you, you fix those review comments in these test cases, provide the next version to them with a fix. Once your test lead is happy, then these Excel based test cases go to website, the tools what the company use called Jira or ALM, and then they upload the test case there to prepare for their test execution. Meaning there will be 800 to 2000 test cases, ranging how big the organization, that much amount of test cases they will have. These all go to this particular portal or a tool. They'll prepare for an execution window like 3 days or 2 weeks or 1 month. So that is the window they will test the website and find all the problems. Each problem they discuss with the developers. If they know it is a valid issue, then they report it as a bug or a defect. So that's what I'm going to show that to you. So first test case we discussed about logging in. Now I'm going to try a couple of more combinations here. If admin is a valid user, I can try the maximum characters here, like, and keep entering the username until it is allowing me to enter. So it is keep going, and then if I enter furthermore, I've been keep pasting it. So I've entered around 300 plus characters. If I click on login, then what happens? Is it the page handling correct or not? It is giving me a valid error message, which means this is called a negative test. You try maximum characters within a field or special characters. See what happens in this website. It's handling good. So there is no issue or no problem. What if I try to enter a particular user ID like test123 and then trying to log in? If it shows an error on the page or the page is not loading clearly, then that is called a defect. Also, you can write test cases for valid login, invalid login, or click on forget password, or click on the image and see what happens. These are all some of the examples. If go and forget user password, you can write and test the combinations there as well. So this would have 4 to 5 combinations. The error messages came in, that is a negative test for entering incorrect username. Let me go back to the higher level and then explain to you about the industry right now. So this is a test case as a step number one. Hope it's not boring to you. Moving forward, let us look at the job market right now. We are in July 2020. What kind of jobs available right now? So everyone know the current situation of 200 countries. We are in lockdown, but the job market is open. People are still hiring. So that is a good news. If people are hiring, which means they have projects running on and they have openings, which means it is right time for us to make ourselves employable. So one example I have on the screen is a sample job from Maverick Systems. It is Chennai based. I've just captured it yesterday from this website. You can also go and look at this URL and see the current job available. And I'm going to show you some of the open jobs in the entire market captured by one of my friend in LinkedIn. So this is the big list of whatever the jobs going to be available for the next 6 months. I'm going to analyze and then show you how to prepare for something like this. So that is what you need. It is you don't need to spend any money in order to learn anything extra. You just need to focus on where to learn with whatever available online, and seek help from the people in the industry so that they can help and suggest you at right time. So some of the examples in this organization, they have a job opening for 2 to 3 years industry experience. Of course, you may not have up to 2 years of experience, but if you practice automation tools such as Selenium with whatever the trainings available free in the websites such as Udemy or YouTube, that would really help you to practice automation. This particular automation tool can be written or scripted in Java or .NET or JavaScript or Python or Ruby. So I myself automation tester working in Selenium for the last I think 7 years if I'm not wrong. So this is a new tool came in the year 2007 and become so popular after 2014. If you practice Selenium, update in your CV that you know how to write Selenium scripts using Java or .NET or JavaScript, you will see when you upload this CV into websites such as Naukri or Monster, you will see the recruiters calling you. Despite the fact, even if you don't have experience, but you have done a college thesis or your project presentations within your college on Selenium, still you will get a call because that is so precious and they need people to work in this tool. Despite the fact, even if it is a complete lockdown for a couple of months also, they will still hire people in Selenium. Couple of roles are announced work from home. So that is a trend from April onwards in the industry, meaning they are ready to onboard you to the organization, and then they will give you the complete setup, laptop and everything. You can start working from home as long as you know the tool sets and you cleared interview. So in this job opening, they are asking for a tool called Micro Focus. They are not clear on this. So this is a tool called QTP or UFT, Unified Functional Testing, and that is written in VB script. Moving down further on some senior profiles, if you look at QA automation positions, that's what will give good amount of salary. And as I mentioned earlier, you can see Selenium Java is in high demand in the market. Similarly, Appium is nothing but Selenium's mobile version that is also in a greater demand. And if you are so interested in mobile side, you can learn how to write automated script using Appium, and you can automate your phone, your own phone. You can connect it with Bluetooth to your laptop, try writing scripts to run the test on any particular app within your mobile. That will get you the job. And Cypress kind of tools are very famous in the market. In fact, this tool is growing good. You need to write scripts in JavaScript. This is different from Java because the names look alike, Java and JavaScript, but the rate of the way you write JavaScript are a bit different. So it is promisable if you practice JavaScript in your college days so that it will be useful for your industry experience when you move forward. And if you ask me which programming language to focus, I would say you need to focus on whatever coming good for you. So to give an example, as a fresher, I was knowing only Java. When I came to industry, they were looking for VB script. Then I learned VB script. I was in VB script for 3 to 4 years. Then the industry wanted me to work on Java. Then I worked on Java for 2 years. Then industry wanted me on JavaScript. So before JavaScript, it was .NET. So all four programming languages I worked in between, I worked in Ruby and Python. So given a chance, all six programming languages, I'm comfortable to script in the period of last 12 years, which means each programming language need up to 2 years for you to mature there. If you keep scripting daily, meaning at least half an hour to 2 hours or 3 hours daily. So that is a bit painful in a short run. But if you practice anything for 48 days uh, in a in a period consistently, that will make you as a habit to continue there. So that is the only way. There is no shortcut. If you keep scripting in a particular programming language of your choice, that will get you a job. Moving forward for some more useful jobs, I have another 31 minutes to complete. I'm on track with my session right now. You can ask me then and there on any questions. So in this job market opening, they are looking for someone scripting in Python, but they need 7 years. Of course, it is not yet suitable for you. If you look at this tool called Tosca, this is getting famous, but inside Tosca, it is still Selenium, which is popular, and they are using Selenium inside that to write scripts. So nothing different there. Let me move towards a role where it is very much fitting to you. If you look at Selenium Java, that's where it is more possible and more jobs available in the market. It is a massive list. I do have nearly about going more than 10 pages. More course, sorry, one more job here before getting onto the slide. Let me stick to here, look at the job location, and explain to you why this is important. When we talk about multinational organizations across India recruiting people, they would ask this particular question: are you interested to move across locations? Are you okay on the shift? Because the way the IT industry work right now, they want you to be adaptable across the location. Later, once you are matured in the industry, you can settle down even in your own native. I know my friends settled in Cochin in an IT organization there itself, or Trivandrum, but it took some time for them to go back because we were working together in Bangalore and I was working in Hyderabad and Mumbai in order to go back to our own destinations of choice. So you should be adaptable to move forward, to learn the skill sets, make your CV strong with a relevant industry experience. So when I say industry experience, some of the projects work in shift. You may ask why they need to work in this way, or what is the purpose behind it. It is not the organization's choice, so it is a time zone of international organizations. To give an example, right now it is 9:32 for me. It should be 2 o'clock for you. I think it is a lunchtime for you. It is a breakfast time for me in UK, whereas this is still a midnight for United States. So if you are working for an organization which is located in United States and you are working for an Indian company supporting that organization, then you need to work in their time zone. So that is a primary reason people look for shift pattern. For example, my friends in India start working from 2 o'clock only until 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the late in the evening because they stick to UK time zones or they stick to US time zones if the organizations are US based. So that's the primary reason. It's not bad, but at the same time, it's not good for a long run. You can choose your company later in the stage to work on 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 hours based on your convenience once you move forward with the relevant skill sets. Moving forward, this is one of the example. So this job is purely fresher job, even though they look for some months of experience. As long as you know Selenium Java, and then you write test cases. Mainly you have written some test cases and it is available in GitHub. You mentioned in your CV that you have written test cases. Definitely there are opportunities. They would call you and see what is your capability. And even in an interview, like what happens in an interview, they would do technical interview first and they will ask you to write test cases. They will give you scenario. The moment you tell them, please give me the requirement or explain about the requirement or what are all the test details I have, what are all the valid user IDs kind of details, then they will get a confidence. Yes, you someone really know how to write test cases and you someone really fit for testing jobs. So that is where it will make a real difference. So you can go back and look at this job, even though they say 6 to 18 months of IT experience. If you get that experience within your college itself by projects, what you complete and mention in your CV as a project you completed, that would match to that experience. Not 100%, but still you are someone pre-prepared for that job interview. Any question so far for me? Sheetal, did you receive anything or can I move forward?
Uh, Still, I didn't get any questions through the
Sure.
chat or other communication. So, in
Yeah.
case anyone have any questions, please let me know, or you can put it in the chat, or you can ask directly. No issues.
Yeah, sure. You can stop me anytime you want. I have another 25 minutes. So I'm going to cover a couple of job combinations here to show you some worst case scenarios. In the industry, when you go forward, it is not just one job as a test engineer. To give an example, there are two types of testing related jobs available in the market. One is the functional testing related jobs. Whatever the test case I have shown as an example is a functional test related job. Whereas there is another type of job called a non-functional testing, which means I will give an example as performance testing. What it means is on a Christmas time, when you go and do shopping on Flipkart or Amazon, have you experienced the page running slow? And then if you wanted to purchase a product, it is very slow in order to access that, to submit anything. Did you notice that? Or if you are paying electricity bill online, during the time of deadline, you will see the slowness. So this is the kind of verification on how far it can go slow. Is that the website can actually handle the number of users logging in and performing actions at the same time. So that is called performance testing or non-functional testing. So there are tools like load runner or JMeter, extremely famous in the market. If you practice JMeter or load runner even in home by practicing with your laptop, be careful. You need to have a high configuration of RAM and high configuration of CPU. Otherwise, load runner kind of tool will crash the laptop. Is heavily dense tool. So if you have a gaming laptops, then you can use, or if your friends having gaming laptop, better to use in one laptop and then learn it together. And as I said, in Udemy kind of websites, sometimes these courses come for free. I would say don't spend money anywhere whatsoever. Try to limit your expenditure at this time and try to learn from free courses wherever possible. Or you can ask the Udemy instructors in chat, please can you give me free or discount because I am a student. So as an instructor, I am eligible to give it to students. So I am helping maximum possible to students community so that you can learn it for free. And of course, when you learn and get skill sets, you can help others in the same way to get the skill sets. So in performance testing, if you learn JMeter kind of tools, it will definitely get you a job, at least to go to the interview. And if you prove that you can write scripts, surprisingly, there is no programming language. You can, once you know JMeter to perform performance testing for a particular website. To give an example, same website you can use in JMeter and run a performance test to give a scenario such as what happens if 5 users come at the same time and press login button, then what happens? That's what you can verify from JMeter kind of tools. Whereas you can't do that manually, because even though you have 15 friends sitting next to each other with 15 laptops trying to click login, still there will be milliseconds difference when everyone trying to click on login. And also it is time consuming. But what if you need 50 or 200 users at the same time? These are all possible with performance testing tools. Another example, which is bit interesting. You would have heard the topic called hacking or hacking a website. So whatever I'm going to tell you, don't try from your own laptops. Try only from your lab, from your institute or college. Don't try from your laptops, because if you try any hacking tools from your laptop, the IP is traced. There is a cyber crime unit in every state, and they will trace the IP and then come to you in some time. So this is called a security testing, the formal way of doing official security testing to find any vulnerabilities. So there are famous tools in the market called Web Inspect or Acunetics or IBM Rational App Scan. So these kind of tools can scan the website and tell you what's wrong. So right now in the market, there is a famous tool called Burp Suite. I will show on the website, but do not attempt to try this from your own internet from your home. So that's the friendly warning to you, because if you try to hack any website or try to use this security scanning for any website, that will go like a hacking. It will be a challenge, but this has a high salary in the market. If you know how to do security testing, if you know how to perform features using these tools such as Burp Pursuit or Zap security testing, these tools will get you jobs. So OWASP is the guidelines from the industry which every tool follow. And if you go to this website, you can learn what kind of hackings are famous in the market right now as of the year 2020. So that's where the top 10 vulnerabilities you can find. Top 10, if you search in internet, you will get what is the latest attacks possible in the year 2020, and you can follow the same strategy while testing the particular website. So these are all the top 10 right now in 2020. As long as you know how to perform these security testing, the top 10 security testing, it will get you a job. Very simple, but you cannot try it from your Wi-Fi, and it is at your own risk. Please don't try. That's a warning I repeatedly say. And if you're really good at SQL or Oracle, you can try database testing, which would also a niche role as long as you know how to write SQL scripts, not on one or two lines. I'm talking about 3 to 4 pages of a single script, and that would get you a job. There are wide varieties of roles such as acceptance tester or usability tester, but they would look more experienced to go and join. Whereas if you are from college and you have bachelor's or master's, easy to attempt junior test analyst or test analyst in performance testing or security testing, which would decently give you good amount of salary with a limited project experience what you have during the college days. Moving forward, certifications. There's a debate in the industry that do you really need a certification to clear or not? I would still say do it. Reason being, when I was a fresher having no experience, these certifications helped me to go for interviews. Meaning, recruiters look at your CV. The moment you have some certification, then they will call you, and then they think you are a valid profile to go for interview. That's it. It will not get you an offer letter, but it will shortlist or it will help you to go to the interview by looking at your CV. Meaning, these are all certifications. You can take it from the prometric centers or the exam centers. You can find it in Cochin, Trivandrum, and various places. But during the lockdown, you can take these certifications from home itself. So by sitting at home, there is a supervisor logging in, and then the supervisor can see you from your camera, ask you to scan your complete room 360-degree to make sure there is no document next to you, and then they will allow you to take the test. Once you clear the test, with pass percentage, they will give you the certificate. So this is a really, really important. So the first level here, ISTQB is the board, also called International Software Testing Qualification Board. So you need to aim at an easy certification here. So this foundation level tester is super complex, and there are people failing third attempt or fourth attempt. Every time they are paying a huge amount. So you can learn for this. I have even provided my course from Udemy. But I would say attempt a certification in Agile side called Agile Tester Foundation that is extremely famous in the market. And the moment you clear Agile Tester Foundation, if you add that in your CV stating that certified Agile Tester Foundation level in bracket ISTQB, then immediately it will grab attentions of recruiters when you apply for jobs. So this certification syllabus is very less comparing to the actual certified foundation level, which is massive in depth syllabus. You can learn for both. I'm not saying no, but at the same time, try to attempt a certificate which is something you can clear. It's up to you, even if you wanted to attempt both. Also, if you are interested in performance testing, you can learn JMeter or Load Runner. Also, go for foundation level performance testing certification. So, how to go for syllabus? ISTQB Agile Tester Syllabus. If you search in internet, you will land in the syllabus materials online, and you can go to my courses to learn. I've given the URLs to log in for free to learn from the certification program. You can download the syllabus and you can learn from it. Once you prepared to take the test, you can apply in websites such as Pearson VUE, and you can take the test from this website. They will schedule the exam and you can get certified from here. So to give an example, go to this view exams. You can see the same test, but go there only when you are prepared and your preparation is thorough and you have practiced sample questions for the exam. You have the practice questions here itself, sample exam questions, sample exam answers. After practicing all the questions with the syllabus, you can go and then choose the particular certification. And if you look at this Agile Tester Foundation level extension, this is what I was talking about. You can select that English, and then you can choose with a valid login, and then you can select the location to take test, or you can choose remote proctor to take it from home itself. So these are all some of the best ways to clear the certifications to make your CV employable. Now, coming to important point for the last 10 to 12 minutes, what to do and what not to do. Let's go to what not to do. People tend to apply for jobs with no experience because you may think you got A plus grade or 90% or above, which is super good, and then organizations impressed to give a call. Yes, but what if there are hundreds of others applying with the same percentage? Or so to give an example, I've applied for the first off-campus interview where there are 3,000 people next to me applied for the same jobs and sitting next to me to be prepared for the interview. And then none of us having any experience whatsoever. Whereas I have accumulated some kind of experiences in All India Radio. I was a radio jockey before coming into the industry, and then I have done projects in my bachelor's related to the industry. I have mentioned that in my CV, and then the immediate next level group discussions and technical interviews that helped a lot. So don't try to apply with no experience, because mention your project thesis or small project works you try from your college. You can convert them as an employable experience from your CV. And of course, do not ever attempt any fake experience, because it may help to get into first job, but there are rigorous background checks in every organization right now, and they can easily figure out, is it a valid experience or is it a fake experience purposefully made in the CV. So be honest and transparent all the time. Even if you have not worked in any organization, absolutely fine, but mention about your projects completed or small interns completed, and then have it included in your CV. And my recommendation, try at least one certification, or worst case, complete some Udemy trainings. After completing Udemy trainings, UDEMY. So that is a website where the trainings are available. Sheetal has got a link. And once you complete any training there, they will provide a certificate to you. That itself is a training certificate. You can mention that in your CV, absolutely free. You don't need to spend money there, and get that certificates linked, meaning mention that in your LinkedIn. That is the next point. You should have your LinkedIn profile clearly updated with your small projects you try, so that will get recruiters to come to your CV. So the current trend in the market, very less likely people look at the CV, but more they go to LinkedIn, and then they try to text you from LinkedIn for any jobs opening there. Also, don't stick to one job location. Be agile. If so, I know for a fact we have families, we have dependencies in one location. I completely agree on all that. At the same time, if time permits, if your family permits, be agile only for few months at least. So to give an example, some of my friends were going to different locations as small as 3 months or 2 months. That itself is good enough. If you want, if there is a job in Chennai, you can go to Chennai for 3 months, but you are having a better opportunity later, you can come back to your own location. So don't try to attempt for jobs only in your location. The first opportunity may come from anywhere. So now, last 6 to 7 minutes, any questions for me so far?
Yeah, just one doubt is what are the job roles available in the software testing platform?
Sure.
That's only the one question which I received.
Sure, absolutely fine. That's a very good question. Really impressive. So, when you see the job markets across different companies, there is no one name they use. They use a different names for it. Majority of the companies use the name called QA or QE or test lead. So, you need to attempt the role which is highly suitable for you by searching these names. Testing engineer is a name of this role, or quality analyst, or automation test analyst. So this is the kind of naming conventions available. I can also show you from Naukri.com that how they actually announce the jobs. If I'm in your shoe, how I'm going to search the job. So I will search QA, location as Cochin. You see the number of jobs coming in. Not many are relevant here. So I will change the location to Bangalore, where majority of the jobs come first in hand. So you couple of job roles there. Software QA engineers. So this is the kind of roles relevant and the type of job roles available in testing side. The team lead or bit senior roles. So another job role is junior test analyst or junior test engineer. So that will also show you what kind of salary range in industry as well. System analyst is another name for it. So that is the challenge. There is no one name for this role. It will all be relevant to testing or QA or software testing or a test lead. So better to search all these names. If you look at the key skills here, you can see automation testing, manual, agile methodology. So these kind of skills they are looking for. Now, coming to important point within the last few minutes, write test cases and get them updated in GitHub website. Means you need to know how to use GitHub. There are trainings available in YouTube as well. So this is my GitHub. I will go to one sample website where you can learn the test cases from me. So I have uploaded the test cases here. If anybody wanted my test cases, they can look at it here. I have given as an Excel sheet. So this Excel has number of test cases underneath it. So if I have these test cases uploaded in GitHub, what it means is I can give this URL even in my CV stating that written test cases for sample project so and so and give GitHub URL. So anybody reviewing your CV directly go to this GitHub, look at it. It is not a normal way to upload or download here. You need to follow the GitHub practices to clone, download the repo, push your code to get it back to GitHub. It's a long way, but you need to know this website, github.com, how to handle GitHub with the step by step. Please try to learn it. It is a good skill set. And with the GitHub, it is easy to get into industry with such a method to maintain your code there. So stick to one programming language first and learn particular automation tool. I would recommend Selenium if you wanted a functional testing related job roles, or load runner or JMeter for performance testing job roles. Or main important point, whatever the job roles you wanted to try, you need to know how to maintain code in GitHub. And finally, try to attempt some certifications, have them in your CV. It matters a lot. It will differentiate your profile when there are 3,000 to 4,000 people applying for the same role. It will make a big difference. Even those with experience, if they apply for this role, it will make a big difference. Good. Any other questions? Otherwise, we will close. We are on time. Just lost 3 minutes.